I'm Jake Bruton, and today on The Build Show, we're at our infill project in Columbia, Missouri, and I want to talk about why this sticky stuff is in our window opening. So let's talk real quick about what you're seeing here so that we have a firm groundwork to start from. We have zip sheathing inside of our opening. The reason we have it inside of our opening is because these are T-studs, and we actually have a gap in that T-stud where our cellulose insulation could actually end up feeding into our rough opening of our window if we didn't put something here. Now on our less concerned with budget builds, we actually do this detail quite a bit with the zip sheathing just because it is a good opportunity to bring our air control layer into the opening. And that's a lot of what we're going to talk about here. We're going to talk about water control and air control specifically in this setup. We have a Anderson 100 series flanged window that's going in this opening, meaning that flange is going to mount to the outside of this opening. And when it mounts to the outside of the opening and we run a little bit of tape over it, we now have our water control layer on the outside of the building. So everything that we're looking at here is either water or air. The only part that's actually water is the sill. That's why the only part that's completely covered with liquid flash is the sill. We have just a tiny, tiny bit of pitch to the outside here. This is one monolithic layer of fluid applied, it's liquid flash from Huber, fluid applied membrane that rolls to the outside. If this window ever does leak, if an install method or a window failure of any sort happens, water's going to hit this. We're going to leave that bottom flange open and that water can find its way to the outside. Now, this liquid flash that is still kind of sticky, the liquid flash at the bottom and the liquid flash up at the top, those are not water control layers. Technically, if water got in on them, they would control some water, but they're there to mitigate interstitial air leakage between the sheathing that's on the outside and the sheathing that's on the inside of the rough opening. Because if you just say, waterproof the sill, put the window in, flash over the outsides, you've managed for water, but by leaving that bottom flange open, you're letting air into that space in between the window and the jambs. That air could then find its way into behind the sheathing and then into the wall cavity. It could compromise insulation, and it could also cause things like condensation or vapor issues, things like that. We're trying to cut every little bit, even if it's a small amount of air, from leaking into our wall assembly, and in this instance, we're doing it with liquid flash. This was an educational opportunity with our subcontractors and our on-site crew. The rest of the windows in the house are all done in the same method with tape. We just did this one in liquid flash. So I thought it was important for us to talk about why does it go all the way in here? Why does it only go a little bit here? And what is it doing in which spot? Because part of it's water, part of it's air, and knowing which side does what dictates how you finish this process out. And speaking of the finish, after the window goes in, backer rod and then air dam around all four sides of the window on the inside face of that Anderson 100 series. Now we're managed for air back here and water out here. Everything that gets in can drain out. We have continuity of our control layers, and that's all we're really looking for in building is continuity of your control layers and control over what's happening inside the home. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletters. There are 2 newsletters a week, something like 12 videos a week publishing from the Build Show Network. If you're not signed up for that newsletter, you're probably going to miss something. Don't forget to follow all the other contributors, both on Build Show and on their Instagram accounts. There are a lot of great people involved in the Build Show that are putting out some really awesome content. I'm really honored that they let me be part of this. Don't forget to check out the Unbuild It podcast. That would be Steve Basic, Peter Yost, and myself. And then don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Have a good day.